All right, and in honor of the weather today, we're going to do the Itsy Bitsy Spider. Are you ready? The Itsy Bitsy Spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. And the Itsy Bitsy Spider went up the spout again. Good job. Okay, next I have a scarf song. And it's called the Rainbow Colors Song. And it's to the tune of Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. Okay, it goes. First comes red and orange, two, shiny yellow, green, and blue. Purple ends the pretty rays, only seen on rainy days. Red and orange and first comes red and orange, two, yellow, green, and shiny blue. All right, we'll use that again later. Okay, I have quite a few things to do today, a lot of flannel boards because they're my favorite thing to do at story time. And this one is called it's based on a book called White Rabbit's Color Book, and it was written by Alan Baker. Let's set it right there. Okay, so this is Little White Rabbit. And one day she found 3 buckets of paint, yellow, blue, and red. And she said, oh, this one is yellow like the sun. I think I'll take a quick dip. Hop, hop, hop. Swish, 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 swish. Oh my gosh, she's yellow. And now what about the red one? Just gonna hop, 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 and swish, swish, swish. What color do you think? Oh, she's orange because red and yellow together make orange. Okay, time for a wash. She's gonna come back here and she's gonna scrub, 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 scrub. Oh, and she's all white again. Okay, now she's gonna try red on its own. She's gonna hop, 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 swish, 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 swish. And here she comes out red. Hot, sizzling red. Oh, look at that blue. Looks so nice and cool. She's gonna hop, hop, hop. Swish, 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 swish. And she's gonna come out purple because red and blue make purple. All right, the Princess Purple Rabbit needs to take a shower. So she's gonna come over here, scrub, 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 scrub. Oh, she's white again. Okay, so now she's gonna try the blue all by itself. Hop, 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 swish, 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 swish. And here she comes out. Oh, she's blue. Oh, that blue is kind of a cold one. So she's gonna go over to the yellow, nice and warm. Hop, 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 swish, 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 swish. Oh, and now she's green. She needs a shower again, but there's no more water. All that's left is a little bit of red paint. What do you think will happen if she goes into the red bucket? Swish, 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 swish. Oh, she came out brown. And brown is just right for her. So red and blue and yellow make brown. Remember that because you'll need to know it later. Okay, next we're going to read a book, and it's called Blue Goose, and it was written by Nancy Tefuri, and it is read with the permission of Simon & Schuster. While Farmer Gray was away, Blue Goose, Red Hen, Yellow Chick, and White Duck decided to paint their barnyard. Oh, it is kind of drab, isn't it? White Duck painted the fence white, and Yellow Chick painted all the flowers yellow. Red Hen painted the barn red, and Blue Goose painted the roof blue. Blue Goose and Red Hen poured blue and red together to paint the doorway. What color? Purple. Red Hen helped Yellow Chick mix red and yellow paint to paint the shutters orange. Blue Goose and White Duck painted the skylight blue. Then Yellow Chick and Blue Goose made green to paint the grass and the trees. What about the sun? Cried Chick. They thought and thought and thought until Duck climbed on Goose, Hen climbed on Duck, Chick climbed on Hen, and Chick painted the sun yellow. What about the tractor? Cried Chick. Red Hen painted it just in the nick of time. It's finished, shouted Blue Goose, Red Hen, Yellow Chick, and White Duck. Their barnyard was filled with color. They were ready to say surprise to their farmer Gray. And when it was time for bed, what did Goose do? She painted everything blue, except for the moon. And there they are all sleeping at nighttime. Okay, next I have another flannel board, and it's called paintbrushes. And there are 5 paintbrushes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5 little paintbrushes went out to paint. 1 painted white and then ran away. The second painted red and hid under the bed. And the third painted green and fled the scene. And the fourth painted black and ran around back. And the fifth painted yellow and felt so mellow, he invited everyone back again. Okay, next I have another story, and it's called Sky Color, and it was written by Peter Reynolds, and it is read with the permission of Candlewick Press. Marisol was an artist. She loved to draw and paint, and she even had her very own art gallery. Not all of her art hung in a gallery. Much of it she shared with the world. She painted posters to share ideas she believed in. At school, Marisol was famous for her creative clothes, her box of art supplies, and her belief that everybody was an artist. Yes, Marisol was an artist through and through. So when her teacher told the class they were going to paint a mural for the library, Marisol couldn't wait to begin. The classroom buzzed with the sound of brainstorming. The students talked and sketched. Together they made a great big drawing. Then they marched to the library. I'll paint a fish. I'll paint one too. I'll paint the ocean. Marisol shouted, I'll paint the sky. Marisol rummaged through the box of paint, but could not find any blue. How am I going to make the sky without blue paint? The bell rang. It was time to put their brushes down for the day. As she climbed aboard the bus, Marisol kept wondering. All the way home, she stared out the window. The sun lowered closer to the horizon. Later at home, Marisol watched the day turn into night. That night, Marisol settled into a deep dream. She drifted through a sky swirling with colors. The colors mixed, making too many to count. In the morning, Marisol stood waiting for the bus in the rain. The sky was not blue. She smiled. At school, Marisol raced to the library. She grabbed a dish and began adding colors. This one, that one. She swirled the brush to make an altogether new color. Marisol then began painting the wall. A boy asked, "What color is that?" "That," Marisol said, "that is sky color." And there is their mural. And there's no blue in the sky. That's nice. Okay, next we have another scarf song, and it's called, let's get my scarf. It's called Wave Your Scarf, and it's to the tune of London Bridge is falling down. Wave your scarves up and down, up and down, up and down. Wave your scarf up and down, wave your scarf. Wave your scarf left and right, left and right, left and right. Wave your scarf left and right, wave your scarf. Wave your scarf fast and slow, fast and slow, fast and slow. Wave your scarf fast and slow, wave your scarf. Wave your scarf high and low, high and low, high and low. Wave your scarf high and low, wave your scarf. Wave your scarf around and round, round and round, round and round. Wave your scarf round and round, wave your scarf. Okay, next we have another flannel board. And it's called Mr. Pine's Purple House. Okay, I'll take these off of here. And it is based on a book written by Leonard Kessler. And get it set up. I have 5 houses here. In the story, there are 50 houses. I couldn't make that many. I don't have a flannel board that big. So we're going to start. Mr. Pine's Purple House. Mr. Pine lived in a white house. A white house is fine, but there were 50 white houses, all in a line. How can I tell which one is mine? I know, I will plant a tree. Pine tree, Pine's house. That's me. Mr. Green lived next to Mr. Pine. Gee, that's keen, said Mr. Green. Mrs. Brown lived next door to Mr. Green. Oh, wow, said Mrs. Brown. Mrs. White lived next door to, Mrs. White lived next door to Mrs. Brown. Out of sight, said Mrs. White. The next day, Mr. Pine looked out of his window. He wanted to see his little pine tree, but what did he see? He saw 50 pine trees, all next to 50 white houses, all of them pine. Oh no, said Mr. Pine. Now how can I tell which one is mine? I know. I'll plant a bush. Big bush, pine tree. White house, that's me. Gee, that's keen, said Mr. Green. Oh, wow, said Mrs. Brown. Out of sight, said Mrs. White. And the next day, Mr. Pine looked out his window. He wanted to see his big bush by his little pine tree. What did he see? He saw 50 white houses, all in a line, 50 green trees, all of them pine, and next to each one was a big bush. All of the houses still looked the same. I know, thought Mr. Pine. I will paint my house. Red, orange, yellow, no. Blue, green, pink, Let me think. I know. I'll paint my house purple. He got paint on his brush and he went up his ladder and he worked hard all day long and he painted very quickly because it was such a big house. Squish, squish, squish. Mr. Pine painted and painted until his whole house was purple. All of his neighbors came out to look. No one had ever seen a purple house before. Gee, that's keen, said Mr. Green. Oh, wow, said Mrs. Brown. Out of sight, said Mrs. White. Oh, no, not 50 purple houses all in a line, but I want mine pink, said Mrs. White. Blue is cool, said Mrs. Brown. And I will keep my house all white, said Mr. Green. Now there are 50 houses all in a line. There are red ones and green ones. There are yellow ones. And white houses too. But there's just one purple house, Mr. Pine's purple house. Okay, the last thing that we have to do is talk about our craft. And it is a craft stick easel. I used kind of like paint sticks for this one. And your kit comes with the sticks. You just have to glue them together, and there are instructions. I also added a couple of color sheets that you can paint. This is mine. And remember, I told you to remember how to make brown because your paint palette doesn't have any brown paint in it. So you'll have to mix, what colors were they? Red and blue and yellow all mixed together will make the brown that you'll need to color your bunny rabbit if you want it brown. And that's it. Join Miss Alice for story time next Thursday, and we just have our goodbye song. We wave goodbye like this. We wave goodbye like this. We clap our hands for all our friends. We wave goodbye like this. Have a great afternoon.